Well, people, it is Thursday. Happy Thursday, October 30th of 2025, 12:48 in the a.m. Let's say it together. Praise God from whom all blessings flow. I am up late because I try to do 4 videos a day and serve the Lord as well as take care of myself. However, it has challenged me to persevere and endure. When I think about the cross, when I think about the decision that God made, when I think about every step that Jesus took as a sacrifice and the blood that he shed for the remission of our sins, because my videos do not go to the higher audience the way they should, I'm forced to do about 3 to 5 videos a day. So I try not to complain too much, but it has also allowed me to go a little bit deeper and wider, broader, if you will, in understanding exactly why I believe God called me to this task. Case in point, Donald Trump meets China's Jinping in South Korea. You know, arguably, I would say in my lifetime, I've never seen a president crisscross the world, nationally and internationally, whether he's going to see them or they're coming to see him. On face value, you're thinking, you know what? This guy is really, really showing out. Because the previous presidents, they don't have not even a comparison as to how much traveling and how many notable people, leaders around the world. You have to ask yourself why. Why is Donald Trump setting this up? Well, people, he did tell you about a golden age. I don't think he's been fair with us and explained to us exactly what the golden age is, how it would be set. In this video, I'm going to touch on that. So let me say something before I forget. This trade talk thing that Trump is always talking about, him and his cabinet members, to me, that's a cover. I'm not saying that they're not dealing with trade. But people, that's a cover, because you have to have justifiable reasons for leaders to come to the White House and for you to go see them. I have said that Donald J. Trump is the setup man. He's the setup man for the Antichrist. And soon his mission will be complete. Until then, as we look at him, the majority of people are saying, wow, what a president, what a fabulous job that he's doing. But yet nobody's questioning how inflation is still impacting. The Federal Reserve just decided, a few days ago, to lower interest rates. Hopefully that will help spur the economy where people start buying. They're chinking with the economy as it falters. Do you understand? They know it's in trouble. It's been in trouble since Biden and maybe even before that, but they're not going to tell you. The media is complicit in it because they're not explaining this thing. So when I do it, I get people in the comment section telling me, well, they just want to leave the channel. Where you going? Where you going? See, just because you have a multi-billion-dollar collective of radio, television, newspapers, internet feed telling you one thing, it doesn't mean that God doesn't have a diamond in the rough out here speaking the truth. And maybe that's exactly what the hell I am. Some truth. But everybody ain't trying to see it. And yeah, we can disagree on a few things. I get it. But people, this is your world and my world. And God gave us kingship. He gave us dominion. And how it's being set up, we should really think about that. They got us so caught up in Joe Biden and what do they call it, the X pen? What is that thing called? The X pen, whether he signed the documents or not. I'm not worried about whether Joe Biden did the X pen thing, whatever it's called. I'm more concerned about the fallen angels and or the folks in the bloodline or the serpent children who are in politics. And I do believe they're in Washington, D.C. I'm more concerned about them and how they're crafting legislation every day which affects our lives. And don't think going to China, well, don't think going to South Korea to meet the Chinese leader isn't a part of that. And so when I say something, because I'm not part of a big broadcasting, I don't know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm talking about. I've made it a study. And I've said this before, so let me say this before. The international trade set up back in the day through Papa George Bush and Bubba, President Clinton, the NAFTA, a lot of our jobs went overseas. A lot of our factories went overseas. These people play future past. They know how to build up something else so everybody can align. So I believe back in the day, and it took close to 50 years to build up China, to build up Japan, to build up Korea, to build up Canada. America did investments, and America is still investing. And I did a video the other day when Trump gave the guy who brought out the chainsaw, what did he give him, $20 billion? They're still investing in international. Do you understand what I'm saying? While you paying back between $50,000 to $200,000 on your student loan, make that make sense. Make it make sense. But yet, every football game, they pull out the greatest flag, long as you know what, and want us to be proud and patriot. While they play that dumb music in the background. And Donald Trump throws his hands in the air like he's dancing, like he got swag. We're caught up in the antics. God gave us dominion. We got to see it for what it is and cut through the lies. And I pray that's what I'm doing. So the power set up the international order in part through the NAFTA, the trade debacle, where the majority of countries that we do business with in terms of trade, they got the better end of the deal. And so now Trump is roaring back saying, you know what? We're going to change some of these policies. Y'all need to pay up. It sounds good. But see, the theme was to have them grow like America was growing. And then at some point have a leader in there like Trump and snatch it back. So all the economies around the world could hurt simultaneously. Do you understand the setup? So when I see Donald J. Trump going to South Korea to meet with China, our biggest foe, yet our little baby brother, we built them. I understand, in my mind, the politics. I understand the NWO, the one world system. They crafted this thing 50, 60 years ago. And they grew these foreign economies, knowing good and well we were on the short end of the stick. And now Trump said, well, we're going to straighten this out. And the economy is in bad shape, not only nationally, but internationally. And some countries trying to get off the dollar. Just like, what was his name back in the day? Omar Gaddafi. Remember that? He tried to get off the dollar with the gold, with the dinar. You understand? If you don't get permission from the powers, you ain't doing nothing. You're going to come up unalive. You understand what I'm saying? So I want to put this in perspective. Donald Trump is not meeting with one of our biggest competitors or quote unquote foes, that is China and South Korea. He's just not doing it just for tariff reasons. I believe they are talking about the one world system that's coming. And again, they have to have a cover to do it. You understand? They have to look each other in the eye and let them know the upgrade and how far we are in the world playbook. And we're here. And now that he's gone to China and people have come to him, I would argue and say just about everything is set. So I want to throw that at you. And something I've been doing lately, Meet the setup man. Look at his eyes. Art of the deal. It ain't what you think it is. He's a setup man for the Antichrist, as far as I'm concerned. Now check this out. He got off the plane. And I've been teaching the 5 C's of clues, codes, colors, the comprehensive conclusion. God gave me this gift when I was a little boy. Part of this is that I understand the colors of the past. The Phoenicians were a dastardly group. Back in the day, they ran the world. They were coastal. They were seamen. They went out to the sea, and they collected clams and seashells. In there was a purple dye. So purple was their favorite color back in the day. Only royalty could afford that. Very expensive. Also, their secondary color was a Tiffany blue. If you notice, security has the purple tie, and he's got the Tiffany blue. This is what I call speaking without speaking. I'm trying to get you to understand that no matter what part of the globe these powers place their feet, they speak and they signal to each other what's going on. So I wasn't surprised when I saw this bold, like Tiffany blue and the purple. Now, I'm not going to argue about the color because I ain't got time for that foolishness. I ain't got time for it. There are different shades of the blue. You might see a dark blue and a purple. You might see a lilac and a dark blue. But they do this because they want you to see, but they don't want you to connect. So I want you to watch Donald Trump. He done got off the plane. I want you to see the first hand that he shakes. Watch this. Hear the gunshots? For copyright, I won't play the music. We'll go back to it. And here he is walking down. Now watch this. Everything is staged. See the person come out of nowhere? Trump's on his merry way, but it's all staged ahead of time, in my humble opinion. Watch this. Watch the guy come off, walk on the red carpet, and try to shake Trump's hand. Like it's not even rehearsed. It's rehearsed. Watch this. There he goes. Boom. Introducing to a lady. Boom. And what she got on? The purple, like the burgundy. Do you understand? This is what I'm talking about. The powers are running this thing. Trump is just he's the setup, man. He's setting this thing up for the Antichrist. Internationally. So Trump's got on the big Tiffany blue tie. She's got on the purple. Out of all the people there, the first hand that he shakes, Tiffany blue tie. And here he comes. Mr. President, Mr. President. Introduce you to the lady here. Boom, purple. I'm just being comical, that's all. No, nothing more. Purple. The Phoenicians back in the day, they destroyed babies. They unalived babies for Moloch, Baal, and Satan. So when you see these colors, suspect something. There's nothing wrong with the colors. You can wear the colors. You can wear the colors. There's nothing wrong with the colors. Satan just decided to use those colors back in the day, and they're prevalent in our time. And I have a video for it. This video right here. I specially made this video for it. It's in our face. I'll put it in the description. You owe it to yourself to watch the video. You see those colors right there? There's the purple, there's the blue. The Phoenicians back in the day, baby, they were notorious. The younger the child, the more pure the blood, the better the sacrifice to Moloch, Baal, and Satan, even to Apollo. That's how they get down. That's why we have WARs now, and they won't stop, because these are sacrifices. And when these people who are in cahoots or have been worshiping these satanic people, when they have been worshiping these entities, they have to look for them to get like a position or money or prominence or whatever. They have to sacrifice something or someone or something. So you see these colors? That's what you're seeing. Purple and the blue right there. And many times I've been doing videos since my last channel. They speak at the airport. Here's Doug and there's Carmela. The flights there say F633. F is the 6th-letter alphabet, so that's 66, and 3 is 6. Wow, Pearson, I didn't know that was out there. Well, I know. It's okay. That's what I'm here for, to do my gift. So, 633 or 666. F is the 6th-letter alphabet, so that's 666. Then look, there's Obama. F633 or F666. See, there's the flight stairs. Now you might ask yourself, where is this at? This is at O'Hare Airport. Out of all the air stairs in Chicago, the majority of times when I did my research years ago, Barack Obama, they used this one, F633. So 66, 3 is 6. That's the mark of the beast, baby. Think that's coincidence? We so caught up in the swag of Obama, we can't read because we ain't been taught that. They're not going to teach you this in school. It's not going to be a curriculum. But God said, I'll never leave you and never forsake you. He wants you to know. So there you have it. Now look, NAFTA was signed on December 17, 1992. Okay? This is what was set up back in the day. Mexico, Canada, and one nation after another got the better end of the deal in the trade thing. And like I said, now Trump comes along to solve it. What really is crushing everybody's economy. Do you understand? Just do the research and you'll see. And that was the whole goal. We was blinging, then they had a depression. We was blinging, then we had a recession. Now they just don't give a damn. We send money to other countries like it's nobody's business, but we can't even do legislation to keep SNAP going. And I ain't saying everybody on SNAP is cool, but it's going to hurt a lot of good people. Do you understand what I'm saying? This guy come out on the stage with a chainsaw. Let's look at it. Let's look at him back in the day. Let's look at this guy. Guy with chainsaw gives to Elon Musk. Remember this foolishness back in the day? This guy comes out here. Here's Elon. Yeah, whoa, richest man on the earth, yeah, whoa. And then here comes the leader. Here he comes. The chainsaw for democracy. This is the same guy that was talking smack a year plus ago when he gave Elon Musk, oh, that was this year. He gave Elon Musk a chainsaw. And it was symbolic of Elon getting rid of waste, fraud, and abuse. Really? Just like they set up the international economies through NAFTA, they gave us a fake economy. A lot of these government jobs had no business being there. They faked us out. We went and got all those degrees, and now we don't have a job, or nothing even comparable to what we had, because the whole damn thing was fake. We'd opened up strip malls. We made a lot of convenience stores, had our own business, because the government basically gave us the impression that everything was good economically. And then when COVID hit, we realized that we weren't important because we're not essential. But now we can give this dude, Argentina, we can give him, $20 billion. Tell me how many of y'all that really got you upset? Do you understand what I'm saying? These are international players. They give the illusion that they're for America. They are not for America. These are international players. They wanted the world to blend, so they beefed up their economy through NAFTA. Now they get Trump out there to take it back so he can make all of the economies around the world simultaneously be controlled in the future by the Antichrist. This is how America gets its power. She sets you up. I pray you guys are getting this. You get so used to that money coming in, whatever your budget is, millions and billions of dollars a year, whatever it is. And now Trump like, I want 5% more. I want 25% more. I want 50% more. How do you make an adjustment when now you go from making $100 million a year to $75 million a year, and you still got payroll to keep in the nation, streets and sanitation and everything else? You've been living real good as foreign countries because the trade deal was always in your favor. That was a setup because the power was dealing future past. And again, it's a broken record, but I got to drill it in people's heads. I know these demons. I know how they think. I've watched it. It made no sense for Papa George Bush and Clinton to send our jobs overseas back in the day. Was it not Ross Perot who warned us? A giant sucking sound? Watch this. Ross Perot, giant sucking sound. These are the people that they teach us to laugh at. But these people were smart.
You can move your factory south of the border, pay $1 an hour for labor, hire a young 25, that's assuming you've been in business for a long time, you've got a mature workforce. Pay $1 an hour for your labor, have no health care, that's the most expensive single element in making a car, have no environmental controls, no pollution controls, and no retirement, and you don't care about anything but making money, there will be a giant sucking sound going south.
And that's what we're seeing now. We're the giant sucking sound. Amazon cutting back, other companies are cutting back. AI is the modern day daddy. Do you understand? AI is after probably more than 75% of the jobs out here. Does that sound like does that sound like making America great again? Come on, y'all. We gotta wake the hell up. We gotta wake the hell up. Stop falling for the okie doke. They're telling you. They're telling you. They're telling you. And as they meet, they're speaking with the colors, as far as I'm concerned. Right there. Mr. President, Tiffany blue tie. Meet the lady in the purple. I'm done. I'll put the video in the description. It's in your face. You'll learn about those colors. These are demons, people. We got demons in our realm. Snake eye, just like in the Garden of Eden. Satan is back, and he's trying to stay unnoticeable. But God is shining a light on it because he wants you to understand what's really going on. He loves you. He wants you to make a decision for his kingdom because the devil's already setting his up. Remember, it's more than just trade. They're whispering in each other's ear the time frame for the one world system. America, sovereignty is done. But yet, he told you a golden age was coming. He told you half the truth, in my humble opinion. God bless.